Jared Leto in drag. Need I say more? I just got back from watching Dallas Buyers Club. It's just what everyone's saying. A good film, but nothing spectacular, except maybe for the performances in it. Dallas Buyers Club is based on a true story about Ron Woodruff, who's played by Matthew McConaughey in this film. And basically, he's kind of living this party life, and he's very obviously ill, but finally finds out that he actually does have HIV, and he doesn't have access to the kind of medication that will save him, as the doctors tell him he only has 30 days to live. So he does research on his own and finds these certain medications that are not FDA approved and are not really legal in the United States, but manages to bring them in the country, and basically he creates a Buyers Club, the Dallas Buyers Club, where he sells memberships in which people will get free medicine from him. Other people with HIV and AIDS who are not being properly treated by the actual medical system in the United States. And the film itself, I don't know, the premise, I thought it was really interesting, and it was really, a good insight into the medical world and the business of it. Just, how corrupt it can be, and how doctors don't really seem to care to really save patients sometimes, and it's all kind of just about the money of it. And there's this whole thing about this other drug in the film that, the pharmaceutical companies are really pushing, but it's actually really harmful. The idea of it and the fact that it's a true story was appealing and interesting to me. And the film, I feel like the film deals with its subject well, but it also is long. It feels longer than it is. It drags a bit. We kind of just keep seeing the same thing happen over and over again, even though maybe that is how it actually happened in real life, but there was nothing too powerful about this movie. No moments that really sparked much in me. The performances, as I said, are probably the most stand-up thing of this film. Matthew McConaughey deserves an Oscar nomination, definitely, for his portrayal of Ron Woodruff. It's just a complete body transformation, and just really, he gets so much into this role, you won't even really recognize him. You wouldn't see him as the same, kind of romantic comedy kind of person that we used to know him as. Now he's really coming into his own as an actor, and between this and Mud, this year at least, and I'm sure there's a bunch of other ones I'm forgetting, where he had really great roles, he's really coming into his own, and I'm really happy for him as an actor. Jared Leto, I'm a big fan of Jared Leto, and I also am a fan of 30 Seconds to Mars. That's a whole other thing. But this is his first performance in years in a movie. I don't remember the last film he was in, Mr. Nobody or something. Did anyone watch that? Anyways, he plays a transvestite in this movie, or transsexual. He's not exactly a transsexual, but it seems like that's what he wants. He wants a sex change, but anyways, he plays Rayon in this film, and it was just so much talk about his performance. I really, really, really wanted to come out of this movie being yeah, Jared Leto killed it, he should win the Best Supporting Actor Oscar, etc. And I think he's great in the film. It's a really good performance, but I don't think it's anything Oscar-worthy or anything that's special. I think he does well in that it doesn't come off jokey. I think a lot of people might even still see his performance and see it as jokey or find a way to make fun of it. But I thought it was it did the role justice. It's kind of I just had this thought just now. It's kind of the role of Angel, I think that's the character's name, Angel in Rent, who's the transvestite, transsexual character in Rent, who also has AIDS, coincidentally. Stereotypical character of this transvestite. I feel like they're almost always portrayed in the same way now that I'm thinking of this compared to Rent, which is also a film about AIDS, or a musical, a stage play. I've never seen the film, I've only seen the stage play. But yeah, that's kind of what, like, Jared Leto's performance in this movie is. Basically, like, almost the same sort of character, like, that everyone loves them, and they're just so open and free and blah blah blah. I mean, there's a little bit more depth to Jared Leto's character in this film, and there are a couple moments that are really good that he has, but it's not something I'm so excited for. I would say I'm much, much more excited about Matthew McConaughey in this film, and it really is his film. But I was kind of hoping Jared Leto was gonna, like, steal it from him, but he doesn't. I was also impressed with Jennifer Garner in this movie. Like, I think she's a good actress in general. I do like her as an actress, but she was the only person in this movie that made me, like, get a little bit of a tear in my eye at all. And she's not even anyone who's sick, but there was just one moment that would completely spoil it if I said what it was. But she has this one line delivery that's really good, that just kind of struck a chord in me. Other than that, the movie doesn't have very many moments that hit you. And even one moment that's supposed to be kind of really sad and climactic, it doesn't feel that, I don't know, there's just not that strong of a connection. And the ending is just, like, typical, and the way the movie goes, it goes from, like, day 1, day 2, day 3 of, like, his time with AIDS or with HIV, and it's just done so conventionally, like, nothing original about it. I'm giving Dallas Buyers Club a B-. I think it's decent. You can watch it once just to see the acting in it and make a judgment about that, and then you never really have to watch this movie again. But it's not bad, it's just adequate. It's an adequate film. And the director, Marc Vallee, I've only seen one other film of his called Crazy, and honestly, you could probably tell it's the same director. They have a similar kind of vibe, and the whole time period thing. Like, I think Crazy took place in the 70s, or maybe it was the 80s. This movie takes place in the 80s. I guess he's kind of good at capturing the time period, but there's something a little bit weird or dry or something, just not that emotionally connective about this director, so I'm not really a big fan after seeing these 2 films of his. That's my review of Dallas Buyers Club. So if you see the film, please comment, we can discuss the film, and I'm Adriana. This is my blog, Fresh from the Theater. If you like what you see, please subscribe. Thank you.